America has voted. Donald Trump will be our next president. The Republican leader now saying it is time to work together. Watch.
I can only say that while the campaign is over, our work on this movement is now really just beginning. We're going to get to work immediately for the American people. And we're going to be doing a job that hopefully you'll be so proud of your president. You'll be so proud.
Joining us right now is Trump Victory Finance Chairman Lou Eisenberg. Lou, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So you were part of this effort to really fund the campaign. Now the election is over. What do you see now from a Trump administration going forward?
Well, the time is early, but the one thing I think everybody can agree on, even the media, who hasn't given much opportunity to see this, is we've elected a real leader. So this is a president, I think we can now say he's soon to be inaugurated, who will be a uniter. I think that the whole thing that we have to realize, I think, is we're a great democracy with all the foibles and the disagreements. To the extent that people thought it would be a bad message to the world, I think it's a great message to the world. The people spoke, the verdict's out. It was a relatively strong sweep that took place.
Yeah.
And so if you look at it for a minute and just try and analyze it, a lot of credit, and I'm sure a lot of this will be told as you go, this was an indefatigable campaigner. This was somebody who did 7 events in a day on the weekend that he was going to have to stand for election.
He was a machine this last weekend.
He was a total machine. And there hasn't been yet that I've heard, but there will be. The Republican Party, under the leadership of Reince Priebus, had put together one of the best ground games in the history of American politics, along with the best data probably that has ever been had. So there's a lot of credit to pass around.
Have you had discussion, did you have discussion this week, last night, about what the Trump administration will look like? Stephen Mnuchin, for example, campaign finance chairman, is he going to be the next Treasury Secretary?
So I frankly have no idea. I have not heard anything directly from the boss. And so there are a lot of able people in this administration. He certainly is one of the most able, in my humble opinion. I've worked closely with him. But I think the president will pull out for talented people up and down the spectrum and look to unite the country that way.
Is he a conservative, though? Because much of what Donald Trump talked about on the campaign trail was not conservative ideology, whether he was talking about trade, for some even on immigration, infrastructure spending, for example. Is he going to be something that conservatives are not happy with?
I don't think so. I don't think he's an ideal. This is an opinion, but I think he's a unique character to fit the presidency. He's a pragmatist. And what he said from the beginning, and he kept saying, I want to build jobs. I want to bring jobs back to America. I want to give everyone a chance to participate. I want to make America secure.
Yeah, but he likes doing deals, and in D.C., doing deals means spending taxpayer money.
Doing deals is working with the Democrats, too. That's part of the deal-making.
Right, but the keynote of deal-making, particularly from this particular president, will be making good deals. And what we've been plagued with is not so good deals. So I think you're going to see a whole different perspective on how we negotiate.
Like Iran, for example.
And I think he will bring respect back to the idea of doing better, fairer deals that we have sort of perhaps lost in the last 2 years.
Lou, what challenges do you think President Donald Trump will have governing?
Well, I think the whole world of opportunity and challenges is out there. So it's hard to pick one. But I would focus on those things which he said were most important to him. It's securing America, making sure that we have economic growth. Securing America has a lot of words. How that's really fully implemented, I think there was language that may not have described the way it can actually be carried out. But security and economic opportunity were the keystones of what he ran on. It's what I think generally got people all over, suburban women who everybody thought were going to leave him in droves. They came back to him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So suburban women were a surprise. Hispanics were also a surprise. They came out for Donald Trump.
29%.
Yeah, 29%. Can I just ask you this, Lou? I mean, that particular question Maria raises a good point. One of the exit poll questions, you know, I appreciate that the polls are not exactly held in the highest esteem this morning after what happened, but the exit poll did at least ask people these questions as they came out of voting. One of the exit poll questions was, what should we do about illegal immigrants in this country? Should they be deported? or should they be legalized? Should they be legalized? The number was 24%, I think, said they should be deported. 70% said they should receive legal status in the United States. That was a pretty striking number. And Donald Trump has talked at times about deporting millions and millions of illegal immigrants. What is he actually going to do?
He always followed that, and I'm not sure the veracity of the statement, but I know he always followed that by saying, of course, President Obama has deported millions of people while he's sitting there.
The ones who committed
illegal.
Crimes and the ones
right.
Who, yeah.
And I think one of the sad things about this, I think you might agree, but the media has been uniformly against Donald Trump. Yeah. So they have taken words that he has said, pretty uniform.
Yeah.
They've taken words that he has said, and they have magnified them in a way that's distorted the meaning of it. What he's always followed up with is saying, we will deport illegal aliens, particularly those who have been convicted of committing crimes. Now, if somebody really objects to that, or if there's a large body, they didn't show up in the election. So,
but you know, you're right. The media has completely distorted, and the media's got a lot to answer for in this election. But Donald Trump's own words were pretty clear at times too. He launched his campaign, coming down that escalator at Trump Tower, and made that statement about Mexicans being rapists and drug dealers and all of that stuff.
Jerry, I take exception to that. I really do. I don't have the words in front of me.
Right.
He said they're rapists.
Again, that's one of those things.
He said not all of them. Not all of them.
That's what you're doing right now is, with all due respect, because I do have great respect for what you do and how you do it. But he walked down there, it was the first time he ever spoke, and he said, I'm going to stop illegals from pouring through our borders. I'm going to stop those who come across that are rapists. I'm going to stop those who come across that are dealing drugs.
They don't send their best people. They send their worst people. They're rapists.
He said,
right. Drug dealers. That's what he said.
If in the moment he had said, the people that are coming, instead of saying they don't send, if he said people that are coming over have a large number of, it would have been totally different. And if he was given any leeway.
Bottom line, he won.
Bottom line is,
Lou,
we'll unite.
Good to see you. Thank you so much. We will be right